Today's video is part 2 in our series on where to buy toy soldiers. We are going to be speaking with Scott from the Scott's Soldiers YouTube channel. With two possible exceptions, toy soldier shows are arguably the best places to purchase toy soldiers at discounted prices. One exception is where a toy soldier collector is downsizing and wishes to sell all or part of his collection. The second exception is where a toy soldier collector has passed away and the deceased family wishes to dispose of the collection. In addition to good prices, toy soldier shows offer tremendous selection.
Okay, now what about toy soldier shows?
Oh, we've talked about that, and that's a no-brainer. You know, it's the place to go to, whether it's on Parade, our own show, or any other show that might be happening in your region, or as you and I know, traveling to outside Canada. They're a hit every time. You're going to find something. Plastic, 1/6, what you and I call props. Whatever you're looking for, you're going to find it. And what I'm noticing is creeping into what we used to, or euphemistically call toy soldier shows, is sort of the side business related to that. So what you might find in a hobby store: paints, brushes, carving tools, and I'm thinking along of if you're doing castings and things like that. You're seeing more and more of that, and I think that's a good thing because there are still people in the hobby that like to paint, like to do their own castings or sculpting. Here's a vendor showing up and doing it, or it gives them awareness that there is a vendor, a hobby store that sells this stuff. And I've noticed that both at the London show and I think on Parade there was somebody selling some paints. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe there wasn't, but I thought there was. Or what you call plinths, the base that if you had a solitary figure and you wanted to put it on, you're seeing those, or selling backgrounds for people that are looking to do dioramas. And I think that's healthy because, these shows in many ways should be one-stop shops. If you're buying a casting and you're sitting there thinking, okay, I got the casting and I still got a few dollars, maybe there's somebody selling the paint that I need and the brush, right? And you just go from there. And so shows, yes, absolutely, no doubt about it. Now, there's varying degrees of what they call toy shows. Yeah, you might find something there. You might find a toy soldier vendor, and I don't mean a storefront, not necessarily, but it might be just somebody who's looking to sell part of their collection who, buys a table at a nostalgia toy soldier, or not a toy soldier, a nostalgia toy show or an antique toy show. And they might be having a table selling stuff. Why not? If you're willing to pay the $5 or $10 or, £6 to get in, you might find exactly what you're looking for there, or you won't. But you won't know until you get inside.
At some toy soldier shows like Chicagoland, they'll have something called room trading.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I in 2022, I went to the previous iteration, the Chicago show, which is now Chicagoland, and they're the champs when it comes to room trading. And that happens because which hotel is hosting Chicagoland. You get there, and what is generally happening, and it's open to the public. It's not just for people that have booked a room. The traders, for want of a better word, the vendors, open up their rooms, and they turn them into mini stores. But you go in there, and you see what they have available before the show. Now, there's a limited amount of stuff they can put into their rooms or display in their rooms, so that you can still walk in them. And but they're putting everything. You want to think, well, on the beds? Yep, they're putting them on the beds. But the only place I don't think they put them in is the bathrooms, because they have to somewhere to put their luggage in, so that and so people don't just suddenly start using their the hotel bathroom, the hotel room bathroom to so yeah, they pretty much max out every square inch in the hotel room to put stuff out. And they do that over 3-4 days, whatever they want, prior to the Sunday show. It's a good chance to get in early to see what they have and to pick it up. Now, is there any wiggle room and negotiation in there? That's up to the individual vendor and you. But it's a chance to see what it is they have before the show. And I found it valuable because I was finding stuff that, I wanted, was on my bucket list. Would that stuff have still been there 3 days later on the Saturday during the room trading, or Sunday, when they open the doors? Don't know. It's the old curse of shopping. If you see it, you want it, you've got the money, do you buy it now, or you come back at the end of the day and hope it's still there? I fall on the side of, if you want it, you need it, you got the money, buy it now. And room trading allows that. Now, with room trading, the challenge is that you're moving from room to room, and it can be overwhelming, because I think 2 years ago when I was at the Chicago show, I must have been in, I'm probably wrong, but maybe 50 hotel rooms on different floors. I think they're running it on 2 different floors. And so you weren't even waiting for the elevator. You're just using the stairwell, going up and down the stairwell. And it's not like it's every consecutive room. It might be 3 rooms down this corridor and 20 rooms down that corridor. And as a neophyte, I did not want to miss a room in case I missed something. So, even though I'm not into plastic, there was the vendor selling the plastic. And so you'd go in there and you're looking and looking and looking, and you're like, oh, this is all plastic, not my thing. You go to another room. It's all, a particular, it might be a dealer, and all they carry is Aero Art or St. Petersburg, the really high-end Russian stuff. That vendor was there, and apologies if he's watching this video and I don't get all the information right, but I went in there and it was like walking into a museum. And the prices were like, wow, the Picassos are on sale today. Like, do I pick one up? Because, here's my one chance to get one that, and I like that figure, and I may never see that figure again. And he's probably only got one of these figures at the show, because I think that's typically of the Russian figures. They don't mass produce them. It's like 1 or 2, and that's it. And so you're caught in that kind of bind, but that's what you will find. You will find, some people, some of the manufacturers or the makers, and that's all it is their stuff in the room. So if you're not into their stuff, you may say, wow, I wasted 3 minutes in that room. Yeah, it's 3 minutes. But some people have that mentality, that they're, sensory overload, and they just walked into a room that has no impact or interest to them, and they feel like, they've just lost the winning lottery ticket. No, don't worry about it. Just go out into the hallway, go to the next room, and you may find what you're looking for. Now, generally, they provide you with room maps, and those are great. But it's like anything, you're looking at the map all the time, and then looking at the room number, looking at the map. Just go room to room, unless you know specifically that you're only going to buy. Trying to think of somebody who might be there. whatever, king and country. For the sake of argument, Andy Nielsen shows up with a container full of stuff. Then go to his room. He won't have a room. Don't bother. He'll actually have a ballroom for his stuff. But, you can do that. But I think the beauty of it is you never know what you're going to find, because a lot of these dealers are what I would call sort of mom and pop shops. And they're all from, in the terms of Chicago, because that's really where it's done, they're all from the United States, from just about every state in the Union, save for maybe Alaska and Hawaii. And they are obviously buying or collecting from all around, and now they're selling stuff. And so I think going to the room trading is a really great way to pick up stuff. You're going to see stuff that probably is going to be sold and will not be at the table on the Sunday.